If you're watching the replay, thanks for watching. If you're watching in Saponification Nation, it's probably a replay because I am doing this live in our new group, which is the online marketing group. And I wanted to jump on today to talk a little bit about why I created the group and let you guys know like what I want to happen in the group and how I can help you with your business. So my name's Amanda Aaron. If you're in the group, you probably came from Saponification Nation, so you probably already know that. But welcome. I own loveandsoap.com, and I also run Bath Fizz and Foam along with Robin French Smith. So we have two educational websites where we're teaching makers how to make bath and body products. If you're in the group and you're not a bath and body product maker, that's fine. You don't have to be. The online marketing that I'm going to be teaching in this group is going to be relative to anyone selling a product online. Okay, so if you're not a soap maker, not a big deal. I do use soap as like the example most of the time because that is the industry that I'm in most often. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to sell, you know, your crocheted stuff or handmade cards or t-shirts or whatever. All of what I teach in this group is going to be relative. So stick around and you'll definitely find some great information to help you. So a little bit more about the group. So the group, it's online marketing for soap makers. It's not meant to be like a how to set up your business. Online marketing happens after your business is set up. So you should already have your business. You should already have, you know, your business name and all that fun stuff. And then this group is for what happens next. So how do you get your products on the online marketplace? And so, yes, we can have discussions about setting up your business. It's not hard to do. We'll have discussions about branding and all of that. And actually, Benjamin has a great course. It's called Soap Brand Lunch. And it teaches you all about setting up your soap business. So, and it's focused on the U.S., so it's mostly for those that live in the U.S. as far as like the actual business setup. But then it goes beyond that. It really talks about like the kind of business you're going to be doing, like the revenues the avenues that you're going to be selling and stuff like that. So it's a great course to get. It talks about goal setting and stuff like that. So it's really great if you are wanting to set up your business. And then once you do that, that's where this group comes in. So what happens next? How do you sell to people? How do you start a conversation with people online? And so my background is actually in web production and design and online marketing. And those are things that I haven't shared too much to my group at Saponification Nation. And I was thinking the other day, I'm like, why haven't I done that? It's so relative, you know, to what people are trying to do, because a lot of soap makers, they make their soap, it piles up, all their friends and family want to buy it, they start a business, but then they don't know what to do next. You know, sometimes they know enough to like, okay, let's create a website. But if you build it, they won't come. That's not how it works. And so online marketing is all about having a conversation with your ideal client, your ideal customer, and nurturing them into a paying customer. And so that's what we're going to talk about a lot in this group. And so what that means is we're going to talk about social media marketing. We're going to talk about email marketing. You know, if you do not have a welcome series that gets sent to an email sign up, you're not doing it right. So I'm gonna teach you about that. Okay. We're gonna get into Facebook ads. Facebook ads is one of the best ways to grow a business quickly. However, you can't run Facebook ads if you don't have a good website, if you don't have good product photography, if you don't have good copywriting and all of that stuff. So we will talk about all of that. And then beyond that, I'm sure I've missed some things. Email marketing, blogging, content marketing, and SEO on your website. Those are very important because if you want to have people get to your website organically through like Google search, you have to have a website that with search engine optimization on it, and there's some things that are easy to do that we'll talk about. We're going to have some free content in the group, but I also teach courses that are paid. And so one of our first courses that we have is how to create a website. And I walk you through step-by-step creating a website using either Shopify or WordPress WooCommerce. Those are the two websites that I highly recommend and that I teach. And so if you're needing to set up a website, it's a great course to take because not only do I teach you how to set up each website step by step. I also walk you through creating an About Us page. I teach some basic SEO, and then I teach you about writing product descriptions and how to create product descriptions that convert those people that are maybe interested into buyers. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about that today. But I thought I'd jump on today. Another thing we're going to do in the group is website, like I'm going to do, oh my God, I'm just like totally spacing on the word, like website analysis for people. And so when it comes to online marketing, and I'm like totally spacing on that word. Hold on just a second. I'm just looking in the group here. Hang tight. Because I want to go to that post and talk to you a little bit about that. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, well, we'll talk about that later because I can't find it. But anyways, there's a post in the group, in the online marketing group, where I asked you guys to share your websites. And then weekly, I'm going to do a little like analysis or review of the website. There's things that I'm going to be looking for that are really specific, and I'm going to talk about those things today. Because your website is like, it's your online hub. It's like the base of your business, and all of your online marketing efforts, your social media, your email, your blogging, all of that leads back to your website. And so your website has to be solid. It has to have calls to action on it. So if someone lands on your homepage or your About Us page, what do they do next? If you're not directing them a certain way, you're missing out, okay? It needs to have great product photography, which I'll talk about a lot in the group, because that's one of the things that I see people do all the time that is not great. They just take some not so great pictures, like with their phone or whatever, and put them up, and they don't put any thought behind them. But not having bad photos is going to get someone to click off your website really quickly if they don't know you, if they're a cold audience. And what I mean by that, in online marketing, you have cold audiences and you have warm audiences. So your warm audience is people that already know you. They're people on your email list. They're people that have already visited your blog. They're people that have already purchased your customers. So they already know you. They already know, like, and trust you. For someone to purchase from you, they have to know, like, and trust you. And so if you have a warm audience, those are the people that already do. They're the people that you have already touched in some way, and they're familiar with you. Then you have cold audiences. And cold audiences are people that maybe they see a Facebook ad. Maybe they see a post that you've made that a friend shared, or maybe they do a search result and they land on your blog somehow, but they don't know you. They don't know, like, and trust you yet. So they're cold. That's why we call them cold. And so the whole purpose of online marketing is to warm up that cold audience into a warm audience so that they purchase. And so if someone from your cold audience lands on your website and you don't have great product photography, they're probably not going to stay very long. They're probably going to click off, okay? So that is why product photography is so important. Let me pull up the comments here in case we have any. Okay, so yeah, I just want to keep an eye on that. But today, so that's just kind of an overview of what we're going to be doing in the group. My goal is to help you create a website and to do all these online marketing things to turn your cold audience into your warm audience and into buyers. And so that's what this group is all about, okay? But today, I want to talk to you about 10 elements for effective web design, or for an effective website. The reason this is so important is, again, your website, it's your hub. It's where you direct all of your people to go to check out your products, to learn more about what you do, and to hopefully purchase. And so these are some elements that you want on your website that are going to nurture your audience. They're going to convert lookers into buyers, and all of that good stuff. So let's go through them. And again, the reason I wanted to go through these is because as I'm doing the website reviews for people, these are the elements that I'm going to be looking for. And so after this live, you might say, oh, I don't have that. Let me go add that, so it'll hopefully help you improve your website. Okay, and then I will type this out so that you guys can easily access it and use it kind of like a checklist, okay? All right, so 10 elements for an effective website. Let me grab a drink of water here. Hi, good morning, everyone. Hi. All right, so let's start with number 1. You need a homepage with a clear message and a call to action above the fold. So let's talk about above the fold is an old newspaper term that was used, because when you have a newspaper and you're reading it, you have all of the content at the top, and then when you open it at the fold, you have more content. Well, all of that content at the top is the most important content, because if someone doesn't open that newspaper, they're still going to see this top content. And so that word has kind of transferred to web design. And I like to call it above the scroll. So when I land on your homepage, before I scroll down, what do I see? This is the most important information that you want to convey to a customer. And so you don't want to waste it. So some things that you can put there. I love the use of sliders. If you have a Shopify website or a WooCommerce WordPress website, it's really easy to build a slider to put on your home page. And I'm sure that as a consumer or someone that's been online, you've seen those on other websites. So the sliders, they call out like really specific things. It might be like a new product. So a slider might feature a new product. It might feature a category. It might feature like the #1 seller for the website. Anything that's like really important that you want to call out to your customers, okay? Or anything that's highly converting. So if you have a product that 80% of your customers purchase, put it on that slider, because that means that your other customers are probably going to purchase it too, okay? Another thing you want above the scroll on your home page is to sign up for your email list. This is so important, and we're going to talk a lot about email lists in this group, but an email list is everything for your business. If you do nothing else, if you don't do like social media marketing, if you don't do anything else, I highly recommend that you have an email list. Now, I want you to do all these other things because they all intertwine and work together when it comes to online marketing, but I just want you to know how important this email list is. If you are just focusing on social media marketing, that's not the best thing to do, because Facebook's not going to disappear tomorrow, but it might, or they might try change their algorithms to where your content isn't being seen. Same with Instagram. A lot of us are on Instagram, and they might change how they do things and how they deliver the content to your audience. And so when you have an email list, it's like you own those customers. They're not going anywhere. You download it, you have them, you can upload it into any email provider that you want and communicate with those people. The other cool thing about an email list is that when someone signs up for your email list, it's a very intentional and deliberate act. They are literally saying, talk to me. And so when you have someone's attention like that, it's more converting. It's more easier to convert that person into a buyer, because they're literally saying, talk to me, which is awesome. And so a lot of people don't utilize email marketing correctly. They just have an email sign up. And then once someone signs up, they get a thank you email, and then maybe they send an email once a week or once a month or whatever. And and again, this is something we're going to talk about a lot, but when it comes to email marketing, you want to have a welcome series that goes to your email sign up, and we will talk more about that later. That gets off topic a little bit, but I just wanted you to know that we're really going to dive into some email marketing strategies in this group, because it's one of the best ways to nurture your cold audience into a warm audience and nurture them into buyers, okay? All right, so homepage with a clear message, a call to action above the fold. Again, if your website has a slider capabilities, use those sliders and highlight like the most important components of your business, product, whatever that you want your customers to see, because that is what they're going to see first, okay? Number 2 is an About Us page. So I was clicking through the websites the other day that you guys posted, and some of you guys did not have an About Us page. Some of you put a little bit of your about information on your home page, and that's okay, but you need an About Us page. And here's the statistics show us that an About Us page is the #2 viewed page on a website. And so what that means is when someone goes to your website, they go to your homepage, unless you're running an ad to like a product or something in a landing page inside your website. But typically they're going to land on your homepage. Once they land on your homepage, the number one thing that people do, especially if they don't know you, if they're a cold audience for you, they're going to click that About Us page to learn about you. People have to know, like, and trust you in order to purchase. And so they know to click on that About page so that they can learn a little bit more information about you. And so if you don't have an About Us page, you're missing out on having a conversation with your customers when they're like primed for it, if that makes sense, okay? So you need an About Us page. And let me just say, your About Us page should not be all about you. It should also be about your customer. It should be about your products that you offer. It should be about the solutions that your product offers a potential customer so that they can learn about your products. Okay, so don't make it all about you. I have seen some people write About Us pages and they're like, here's where I went to high school, then I went to college, I got a degree, I worked here for 10 years, and now I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. People don't care about most of that, okay? So don't write it like a resume, okay? And then really speak to your customer in it. Again, those kind of ways I told you. List problems and solutions that your products, feature a product so that they can click on it and go to your page, and really use storytelling. An About Us page is something I really teach about in the website course. I go into great detail. I show you as examples. I tell you how to use storytelling to convey a story that converts your customers into someone who wants to go and purchase. So you can check that out. But I really want you to give it some thoughts, okay? And be strategic with your About Us page. You should also have a call to action. So don't just write about you and then not have anything for your customer to do. Always have a call to action, whether it's sign up for my email list to get 15% off, or check out our newest product in the shop, or even just a shop now button where they can get to your shop. So always direct people to the next step when it comes to your website, whether it's a blog post, your About Us page, or anything. Always have a call to action so that you are guiding people through your website, okay? All right, number 3, an email sign up with an offer. And again, I've kind of already talked about this, and we will talk about it a lot in the group. But your email list is everything. You need to be building an email list, and don't worry, I'm gonna have some training on that if you don't know where to start. But I highly recommend MailChimp, but their email providers are a dime a dozen. And then once you sign up with an email provider, you can create a sign-up form that you put on your website. And so you've probably seen that on a lot of websites that you've gone to. It's subscribe to our newsletter or subscribe and get 15% off or whatever. And so you want to have that on your website, and you want to have it several places. You want it on your homepage, preferably above the fold, but some people put it down below as well. You want it on your About Us page for sure. And then some people put it in their footer, and then that way it shows up on every page of their website. So you can be a little strategic with that and put it in different places. But the main thing is you want that sign up form on your website, clear as day, where people can see it, okay? And I like to recommend people these days, like, we're such online users and we're signing up for so many like websites and stuff. It's hard to get people to convert into someone who signs up for your email list if you don't have an offer. And so if you look at all the big websites that are selling products similar to yours, they're probably doing something like sign up to receive 15% off your first order, or sign up to receive free shipping. They have some sort of offer to entice people to sign up for their email list. And then what happens is once someone signs up, they get that offer. They also get a welcome series of emails that nurtures them into a warm customer and into a client and to someone that purchases. Okay, and what this means is, and I'll briefly go over it, but I'm also working on some training for you guys that is really specific and like gives you templates to use in your welcome series, okay? But a basic welcome series could be something like, hey, email 1 might be, hey, thanks so much for signing up. Welcome, da 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 da. I'm Amanda Erin. Here's what I do. Here's how I got started. So you might share a little bit about your story because people love reading a good story. And then in telling your story, you might also like feature some of your solutions to the problems that your customer might have and what you're selling. Okay. So that's email 1. Email 2, when it comes to nurturing these people, you're wanting to educate, entertain, and I forget the last one, but you're giving. You're not just asking for a sale in your welcome series. You're letting people know about you. They're learning about you. And so email 2 might be something like, hey, I wanted to show you how I make this product. So Lush, you know, the body care company Lush, they are notorious for letting people behind the scenes, you know, view like how they make their products and stuff like that. So that could be email 2 of your welcome series. It could be like, hey, let me show you how I make this. And then as you're talking about making the product, also really talk about your ingredients. And again, the benefits of the products is something you should always be talking about. So if you're making something with cocoa butter, you can talk about like what cocoa butter does for the skin and all of that good stuff, okay? And then a welcome series, I mean, it can be like 2 to 5 emails. It can be even more than that, but you want to give, and then ask for a sell. So once you've warmed up your customers with, you know, like 2 to 3 emails, like here's who I am, here's what I do, check out behind the scenes, and then you start your sales emails, okay? So this can be, hey, don't forget to use your 15% off. Here's our top 5 products. Okay, so that's your sales email. So that's like a quick overview of like a welcome series and your email marketing campaigns. But we will have more training on that. But hopefully that just gets your wheels spinning about how you can have a conversation with someone joining your email list and then convert them into a buyer. Okay. So I totally went off there, but that's okay. Number 4, product descriptions. Let's briefly talk about product descriptions. And this is something that's in the new course as well. It's its own little mini class because I see this all the time. People build a website, they create a product description, and all it says is like lavender soap, 4.5 ounces, blah, blah, blah. And that's not going to convert someone to buy it, okay? When you write your product descriptions, you need to list the benefits and not just the features. So features are facts. Features are the soap is like 4.5 ounces, or the soap is purple, or the soap is like a certain swirl, or whatever. Those are great. People are going to want to know that information, but more important than features are the benefits that they're going to receive from using your product. And in the course and in that e-class, I go over that more in detail. Obviously, as body care creators, we have to be really careful about this because we can't make medical claims. If you're selling a cosmetic, if you're selling your soap as a cosmetic, you can make cosmetic claims, so like moisturizing and stuff like that. But think beyond that. It could be like if you're using shea butter from a women's co-op in Ghana, you would highlight that. That's a benefit. It's a benefit to a customer, because if you have a customer that's wanting to purchase a product that has a cause attached to it, then you want to highlight that, because that's gonna touch your customer and convert them into a buyer. Okay, so focus on benefits and not just the features. If you need help with your product descriptions, I highly recommend hiring a copywriter. Someone that is familiar with writing product descriptions, because you have to write product descriptions that convert. You can't just like list out your features and expect to make an emotional connection with someone. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. But I really recommend that you think beyond just listing the facts about your product and learning more about writing good product descriptions. And again, that's something that we're going to have some training on. Because yeah, once you get someone who has landed on your product page, you have their attention, you need to convert them. And so clearly writing out your benefits and not just the features is going to help. Okay. All right. Links to social accounts. If you have a website and you're on social media, put those links on your website. I see a lot of people that don't do that. It's something really small and really easy, but it's going to help build your social following. Okay. So if you're on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever it is, be sure to include your social links on your website. Okay, here's a big one. Reviews. You need client reviews on your website. Again, people purchase from you when they know, like, and trust you. And reviews, if someone sees that someone's used your product and they read the review, they're like, oh, this person likes it. I would probably like it too. So reviews are one of the best ways to gain your customers' trust and convert them into someone who will purchase. And whether you're using Shopify or WordPress WooCommerce, there's easy like plugins to use for reviews. WordPress WooCommerce, they have just their standard review system, but I actually recommend using Yotpo. Some of you guys I've seen are already using that. And I don't know, I think Yotpo works for Shopify as well. But it's a great review system to use. Like a client purchases a product and then a email goes out after a certain time to try to garner a review from them. Okay, so reviews are so important. Again, they're going to help people trust you and trust that product to know that it's a good product. Think about when you shop on Amazon, or really any website that you shop on. One of the things that you're probably looking at is reviews, okay? If you are a new business, one thing that you can do is you can give your product away in exchange for reviews. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as the person that's doing the review, it's authentic, it's genuine, and all of that, nothing wrong with that. So get your product in the hands of people before before you launch, so that you can already have reviews on your website. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, so reviews are super important, and you really want to focus on them. Okay. Okay. Ooh, let's talk about product photography. Okay. Product photography is one of the #1 most important things when it comes to selling products online. If you have bad product photography, it is going to turn someone off so quickly. They're going to click away so fast. It's not going to work out. Okay. Online marketing is all about taking a cold audience, like people that see an ad, see a Facebook post, see a blog post in a Google search or whatever, all about taking those people and converting them through nurturing them into buyers. And so because those people don't know, like, and trust you, they are completely judging you and your business and your products on what they visually see. So if they see a bad photo, they're not going to continue on the journey through your marketing system. Okay, so they're not gonna move forward with you. Okay, if you are selling to like friends and family, you send your website link to like a friend, they're not gonna care so much about your product photography because they already know and like you. So they're gonna look past that. So I hope that makes sense, but this is one of the things that I see people do so incredibly badly sometimes, is bad photos. So what I recommend is learn to take better photos. So I follow a website, and we're going to have some photography training as well, because it's not hard to do. There's just things you have to learn with lighting and composition, and all of that good stuff that we can do some training on. But there's a website called Replica Surfaces, and they sell photography surfaces. But you don't have to purchase the surfaces. They have some awesome training where they talk about using natural light, where they talk about using artificial light, which is like your lamps or your rings. And then they talk about composition and all of that. And their main industry is food photography. But they also have other products, but food photography is really relative to like soap and all that, because we have the small items and all of that. So it's very relative to what we're doing as well. So it's Replica Surfaces. I'll put a link to their training. But if you want to do your own photography, you are going to have to educate yourself on how to do it. Okay. And do not get the feedback from friends and family. Oh my gosh, you guys. Friends and family are great, but a lot of times they don't know about product photography. They don't know about writing product descriptions. And so that's why I created this group as well. so that we're all kind of working on the same things and we can give each other feedback, okay? But photography is so important. As you grow your business, I highly recommend you find a photographer that can help you and actually hire out that aspect of your business if it's not something that you want to do yourself. Product photography can be expensive. I mean, it can be anywhere. There's some product photographers that charge by the hour. There's some that charge by the image. It can be like some charge a fee and then a per image fee. So like a $300 studio fee and then $5 to $20 per image. So it can add up. If you can find a student or someone learning product photography, that might help you get it at a more reasonable rate. But otherwise, good product photography is just a cost of doing business. It's just something that you're going to have to pay for unless you do it yourself. If you, and this is something I recommend too, a lot of us, like when we decide to sell our products, we have like 50 to 100 products that we sell. Maybe we've been selling at craft fairs and we have this huge inventory that we've built up. And then what I see people do is they just go take crappy photos of everything, get them up on their website to sell. If you're in that situation, what I actually recommend is simplify things. Take your top 10 products and get those photographed well, whether you do it yourself through education or you pay someone to do it. Get those photographed well and start your website with just a limited amount of product, okay? Don't feel like you have to do everything at once. And then as your business grows, you can add more products here and there and then, take better photos or hire someone, to take better photos and kind of spread that cost out over more time, if that makes sense. But you have to have good product photography. It's an absolute must. And again, a lot of people argue with me on that. But are you selling to your friends and family? Because they're not going to care. But if you're wanting to grow your business, and pull in people online that don't already know you, they are going to care about what your photos look like. Okay. So hopefully I hammered that in enough. It's just one of those things that I see people do wrong in our industry a lot. Okay. All right, so reviews, product photography. And this is a no-brainer, but we have people that are completely new to all of this in the group, so I did want to mention it. But if you have a website, you need an automated shopping cart on it. So some of you are like, duh. But for the few people who don't realize this, let's talk about it a little bit. And so what I mean by that is if someone goes to your website and they go to your product catalog, your shop, there should be an add to cart button and a way for them to check out. I have seen some people in our industry still building like catalog style websites where you can't, they're like, call me to purchase or email me what you want to order, and stuff like that. And that's really small thinking. You want to really make it easy for your customer to purchase and check out on your website. Okay. So it's kind of a no-brainer, but I'm telling you guys, I've been in this industry long enough. I still see that being done. And you want it all automated. You want someone to be able to add to cart and check out on your website. Okay, number 9, a contact and customer support page. Again, when it comes to people purchasing from you, they have to know, like, and trust you. They have to know that if they make a purchase and if something's wrong with their item or they have an issue, they need to know that they can contact you. And so this is something so simple, so easy. To give, like, to help your potential clients trust you, and that's to have a way to contact you. And that's so easy. A lot of you guys, when you're setting up your website, that's like a standard page that's like in the template system of the website, so it's probably already built. But make sure that your potential customers know that they can contact you, okay? And when you're setting up your contact page, put clear like times and days that you respond so that people know, okay, I've emailed her on Friday. If you don't respond to people over the weekend, make sure that your hours for customer support state that. So maybe say like customer support Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. or whatever it is, so that people have a clear expectation and they know like when you're going to communicate with them. Okay. And then I also like to say, we strive to reply to emails within 48 hours or 24 hours, whatever your goal is, okay? All right, so contact page, super easy to do. And then number 10, the last thing, and this is a big one, is clear branding. That is one of those things that we're going to talk about a lot in the group as well. Even though this isn't like a basic business and branding group, if you don't have a clear brand, online marketing is going to be hard for you, okay? You probably hear a lot in the industry from other people that are teaching business and marketing when it comes, or just in general, like in other businesses as well, when it comes to having a business, you need to have clear branding with a niche. Like what's your niche? What's your specific specialty when it comes to your products? And what this comes down to is when running a business and doing online marketing, you have to talk to your ideal customer through your marketing. So you can't, if you're talking to everyone, like if you're talking to males, females, old people, young people, people like natural products, people that like pink swirly cupcake products, you're going to get lost. And so you really have to niche down so that you can talk to your ideal customer and actually, number one, reach them through targeting in your Facebook ads, your keywords for your SEO, all of that good stuff. Where was I going with that? Oh, so you have to have an ideal customer so that you can easily target them through your online marketing efforts. If you just sell lavender soap and you do a Facebook ad, and you're just selling lavender soap, you don't necessarily have like a brand or a niche, who do you target? Like, who do you target for that? You know, if you sell, I'm just trying to think, a lavender soap made with mostly natural ingredients, whatever, essential oils, herbs, whatever, then your ideal customer is going to be someone who's more like natural minded, who's more crunchy. It's probably female. If your business branding as someone that is if your ideal customer is like a mom, then you can like target that. Okay. So, and that's still really general. Like having a natural crunchy product is still really general. A really niche example would be like, men's grooming products for beards. Okay. So you could easily target that person online, in your online marketing. So really think about, and I mentioned Soap Brand Launch. It's Benjamin's business course, but he talks a lot about branding in there. And again, I actually talk a little bit about branding in the website course as well. But it's so important to have an actual brand and have an actual ideal customer that you're trying to speak to. Because otherwise, when you're doing all your online marketing efforts, you're not going to know who to talk to. And when you don't know who to talk to and you're not specific in who you're talking to, your message is just going to get lost. It's just going to get lost. And so by niching down, by branding, you're going to be able to create this ideal customer that you speak to online. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. It's kind of general, but we'll definitely have some more like information about that as well. But I'm just here to tell you that if you don't have a brand as part of your business, if you don't have a niche, online marketing is going to be really hard for you because you can't speak to everyone and expect to get noticed. Okay. All right. So those are the 10 elements for an effective website. And a lot of you came in late, so I'm going to post the replay. You can watch the replay. And if you have any questions while you're watching the replay, just type them out and I'll come back and answer them. I'll also put the link to the new website e-course. It's going to be really helpful if you don't have a website, if it's something you're wanting to get into doing. And again, in that e-course, I teach general overview of why you have a website and all of that good stuff, but also step-by-step how to create one using either Shopify or WordPress WooCommerce. And those are the two options that I recommend for having an e-commerce website. Okay, but I think that's it. So I wanted to do this video just to give you kind of general like idea of what we're going to be doing in the group, to help you with your website. If you have a website out there, but you might need to make some tweaks that we went over, in this live, and then also kind of set the expectations for when I do the website, reviews, a lot of things that I talked about in this video are what I'm going to be looking at when I do those reviews. So you're not too surprised. Like if you don't have an email sign up, I'm going to call you out on that, okay? Because that's something you need for online marketing. All right. So again, thanks for being here. If you have any questions about online marketing, please ask in the group and I'm here to help you. I'm going to start posting some more education like type blog posts and posts where we can have some discussion and dialogue. I want to get to know you guys more and your experience level and what you're already doing. And then also learn more about what you need help with so that I can provide those resources. Okay. So, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Bye.